मॉर्निंग। संडे की मॉर्निंग है और संडे की मॉर्निंग के में हम आज बात करेंगे आउटकम हार्वेस्टिंग की। सो विल टॉक अबाउट आउटकम हार्वेस्टिंग। आई होप यू ऑल आर कीपिंग सेफ एंड वेल। बहुत दिनों बाद हम लोग मुलाकात कर रहे हैं और वन ऑफ द पर्पस फॉर दिस इंटरेक्शन इज आल्सो टू बिल्ड अप अंडरस्टैंडिंग और डिफरेंट कॉम्प्लेक्स कॉन्सेप्ट इन अ वेरी सिंपलर वे। सो अभी हार्वेस्टिंग हो चुकी है। हार्वेस्टिंग के हो जाने के बाद अ, अभी खेत जो है वो खाली हैं। तो ये तो खेतों की हार्वेस्टिंग की बात हुई। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट कि डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर में जो प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं उनकी हार्वेस्टिंग, उनके जो रिजल्ट्स हैं उसकी हार्वेस्टिंग हम कैसे करें। सो देयर आर डिफरेंट वेज टू डू द हार्वेस्टिंग विद इन डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम एंड इन सबको जो भी ये जो डिफरेंट वेज हैं, हम इनको एक लार्जर कैटेगरी में कहते हैं मॉनिटरिंग एंड एवेल्युएशन। सो प्राइमरली हम लोग ट्रैक करते हैं, देखते हैं प्रोग्राम को, समझने की कोशिश करते हैं कि वेयर द प्रोग्राम इज रीचिंग, वेयर द प्रोग्राम इज अचीविंग रिजल्ट्स, where the program is going through the process. So these all things we consider in the larger bracket of a monitoring and evaluation. So outcome harvesting is also a part of monitoring and evaluation. So let's get into what is this outcome harvesting. But before going to the outcome harvesting, let's understand first what is outcome. So we keep on hearing about different level of results like output, outcome, and impact. Output is uh, we can call it at the result at the very beginning stage of the program. Outcome as a mid level or result which is achieved within the program time frame, and impact as a result which will achieve possibly achieve uh, after the program. It's when I see impact, it's for me it's look like more like a promises. So it takes time to fulfill those larger promises. So here we are talking about outcome. As I said, that outcome is a mid-level of results. For example, in a 1 year program, if we are looking for if you're looking for outcome in a 1 year program, output will somewhere come from like within first months to like second or third month or till 4 month, and then the outcome will start coming in. So when two or more than outputs will start combining, and then they will start giving a larger level of result, and that result will be primarily outcome. This can come in a 1 year of program within 5 months, or also it can come at the end of the program, but this will achieve within the program time frame. That's the beauty of outcome. If you're not achieving within the time frame, there could be two reasons. One reason is that one has not planned very well or not implemented very well. And the second reason is that might be when we were designing the program, we looked impact as an outcome. And then there could be other reasons also, but these are the two primary reasons I see. So outcome is primarily something which is achieved within the program time frame, and it starts coming after some time in the program, not very immediately. So that's basically about outcome. Now let's move into what is outcome harvesting. So like how we do harvesting. So we keep on cutting, say like a, wheat, uh, and then we keep on exploring where that wheat seed is better, crop is better, where the crop is not good, and then we find that what has happened now. In a similar way, in outcome harvesting, primarily it's not that we pre-decide things. It's about we move on to the process and then we identify changes and then we look it back. It's more about moving backwards. Look back that okay, these are ABC reasons are for this outcome. Not necessarily the actions which we did, might be the actions which we have not done that could also contribute to that outcome. So it primarily investigates whether the program or intervention contributed to those changes or not. So as I said that you move towards and then you find that some changes are happening and then you look back. Okay, these changes happened because of the actions in the program or because of something else. There are possibilities that these changes could also happen because of program actions. There are also possibilities that these changes could happen because of actions of something else, not actions of program. There is also possibility that these changes could happen because of program actions and the actions from the other stakeholders, other situation-based actions. So it investigates whether the program or an intervention contributed to those changes or not. Let's understand about the key outcome harvesting. We talked outcome harvesting. So why, and what is about outcome harvesting? So why we understood one part? So as I said that earlier, that is work towards backward rather than work towards forward kind of a thing. You have identified a change, you have identified a result, outcome level result. Then you look back. Okay, this change has happened because of ABC actions in the program or something else. So one of the key feature of outcome harvesting is that outcome harvesting work towards backward. So this part, which I am saying is work towards backward, is very important in the outcome harvesting. Uh, so that we need to understand. Second thing is outcome harvesting we primarily use in a very complex situation where context is not very clear, mm, very unpredictable, uh, primarily where we are looking towards some kind of a behavioral, emotional, qualitative kind of a result. So in those kind of a situation, primarily we look or primarily we work on the outcome harvesting. Outcome harvesting is also flexible. It gives a scope to engage people. It gives a scope to engage diversified views, reflections, and not very straightforward that okay, this is the result one has to achieve. This is the result one has to achieve. Not like that. Hmm. Outcome harvesting is more of a participatory process. As I said, it talks mainly about the qualitative kind of a program or qualitative kind of a result in the program. So it involves different stakeholders. It involves their reflection. It involves their views, uh, and it invite diversified perspective and insights. And it focuses on outcomes, not the smaller level of result, not very initial level of results. It focuses on some larger changes, primarily related to the behavior, relationship, policies, or practices. And another very interesting feature of outcome harvesting is that outcome harvesting captures unintended outcomes also. So it's not about that something which is related to the program. It might capture something else also. And then you find, oh, I haven't thought of, or we haven't thought of these outcomes. But this is something which we are able to see in the program. So कहते हैं ना कि कई बार अ, आप अ, एक तीर से दो निशाने कर जाते हो। तो similar like one process, but you might find uh, different outcomes also which you are not intended. So that's a beauty, and that gives that okay, this is something also, but when some kind of a planning process happens, some kind of a designing process happen, we might miss that, and that's why we are able to get it. And then this brings a different kind of a perspective uh, in the entire process of understanding outcome in the program. So these are the six key features I have tried to identify. There could be much more. So one is about looking backward, another is about the participatory process, another is about focusing on outcomes, another is about working uses of outcome harvesting primarily in a complex situation, and is about it's a flexible approach and it can capture unintended outcomes. In terms of data and reflection from outcome harvesting, so it's more about the qualitative part. It's less about the numerical data part. But it brings different learning and reflections. And it's more useful to set strategies in the development programs uh, rather than just showing the achievement in the development programs. So that's a very crucial point one need to understand. We use outcome harvesting more like a kind of a theory of change, more like bringing a strategy in the program, whereas we like other forms of monitoring and evaluation, for example, result-based management, we look more from understanding the achievement of the program, more of a quantitative part, and here is more about the qualitative part. So how we do outcome harvesting? Primarily very six set processes, and this is very common. There could be few more steps in it, but these are the primary six steps which are generally followed across different parts of the world. And people can tweak these processes according to the context and the need. So first process is about designing that how you plan and design what kind of changes you are interested. It's about not about setting up the changes, but it's about the kind of changes we are interested in looking into. And Also consider the involvement, the process, investors, change agent, social actors, how you are going to involve different people in understanding these changes. So, as I said, it's more about the participatory part. So, first process is all about design and planning of how to involve different stakeholders, how to involve different people related to this program in the process. And then the second process comes to about gathering data, that primarily collecting evidences of change that something has happened. So we are going looking working backwards now. So collecting evidences and then verify these changes that okay, evidences I have, but somewhere there's a need of verification that these changes actually happened. uh, Possibly something reported in media, possibly by interviewing some of the people who are impacted, who are part of this process, possibly by focus group discussion kind of a thing, possibly by some of the reports which has reported the changes. So some kind of verification is the third process. And the fourth and the fifth process is more about analyzing and interpreting this outcome up. So how these changes are actually impacting the program, mm, or related with the program goals, or is it something else we have captured? mm. So finding that there is a like kind of establishing a correlation with the changes and the program, and if it is not happening, then possibly we need to look back and see that have we captured the real outcomes. And as I said that outcome harvesting also capture unintended outcomes. So we might have captured all the unintended outcomes and not actually the intended outcomes. So it's more about analyzing the outcomes. And the sixth and the last step is about use these findings to plan for the future, uh, sharing with the stakeholders, and inform about the future program design, resource allocation, communication strategies, and all. So you can see that from design to data gather to verification to analysis to interpretation and to use this for the future planning, resource allocation. So this is all the steps of outcome harvesting. And as I said, it's all about till five step. It's all about looking backwards. The sixth step is looking forward, that what kind of a program we are looking in the future. And then possibly could happen that once you do the outcome harvesting, then from the outcome harvesting, the program possibly could get into the shoes of like also quantitative data and might be moved towards the result based management kind of approach. So these are the steps about how to do how to do harvesting of outcomes in a development program. That's all in a very brief from my end. ये छोटा सा है और I believe आपको एक basic understanding, this must have given you basic understanding. And it's good to understand there are different approaches, different processes, methods in a monitoring and evaluation. So outcome harvesting is also part of it. Thank you very much and enjoy your Sunday. और अगर आपने अभी तक कोई हार्वेस्टिंग नहीं की है, if you don't have any experience of harvesting, so you can do outcome harvesting in your program. Try it and enjoy it. Thanks a lot. And if you want to ask any questions, if you want to write to me, feel free to write to me at finowtheworld@gmail.com. Thanks. Have a great day.